Hey everybody, welcome back to day 4 of letting go. I hope that you had an opportunity to practice letting go in relationships. I hope that somebody triggered you, some small thing bothered you, that you were able to consciously just breathe into the sensation that came up for you and just release it. Relax and release, to quote Michael Singer again. Today I want to go deeper into the letting go technique, and it's using this book that I mentioned yesterday by David R. Hawkins. It's called Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender. It's a super book really dedicated to letting go in all different areas of your life. But what I love is the beginning of the book, the explanation he gives about letting go, also the benefits of letting go, and I'm going to emphasize those today because you might be thinking, well, letting go, that's great. But no, I really want you to get that letting go is where it's at in life. Like nothing, I can't think of anything that would come in front of letting go. Because basically for letting go, what you're doing is you're feeling your emotions. You're feeling your emotions. And I think that that's probably, as a human species, something that we're just not able to do. We don't know how to do it. And if we did, our lives are going to be so much better. The whole world is going to be so much better. So on that note, please forward this letting go training onto others so that as many people learn about this technique as possible. Okay, so starting with the benefits, let me just read to you a little bit from David Hawkins' Letting Go book about the benefits. There's so many, but the physical benefits for your health. The elimination of suppressed emotions has a positive health benefits. It decreases the overflow of energy into the body's autonomic nervous system, and it unlocks the acupuncture energy system, demonstrable by a simple muscle test. Therefore, as a person constantly surrenders, physical and psychosomatic disorders improve and frequently disappear altogether. There is a general reversal of pathologic processes in the body and return to optimal functioning. Now that's just the physical. There's behavioral, there's interpersonal relationships, everything improves. Consciousness, spirituality, all improves as a result of letting go. And the great thing is, it's not like you need to go into a shop and buy it, or that you need to go and attend some workshop. No, you can just practice it on your own. And the way to practice it, let me just explain a little bit more about that. I explained a few techniques already on day 2 and yesterday, but today I want to really zone in on the feeling of your emotions in order to let go. So basically what you do, let me read out, David Hawkins explains it well here. The technique is to be with the feeling and surrender all efforts to modify it in any way. You're not trying to modify the feeling, you're allowing it. It's like Rumi has a great poem called The Guest House, and he talks about welcoming all the guests in, even, and the guests being your emotions, even the unpleasant ones, and he says they may be making space for something new, something good. So I love to remember that. So when you're feeling the anger, it's not like, oh, I need to get rid of this anger, and that's what we usually do. We push it down or we try to numb it out through food, alcohol, drugs, etc. Instead of that, you're just noticing. And actually even, I have done this, like, oh, there's an uncomfortable feeling. Hooray, let me feel it. Let me feel it. Because I know on the other side of that is a good feeling. And also, I don't want to numb out so much. I'm far from perfect. I do numb out. I love my chocolate. But it definitely has improved my life when I'm actively practicing it, and I'm committed to getting better and better at it because it just makes sense, right? It makes sense to get really good at letting go. Okay, so let go of wanting to resist the feeling. It's resistance that keeps the feeling going. A feeling that is not resisted will disappear as the energy behind it dissipates. That's what happens. So you're literally, and there is an accompanying meditation with this where you get to actually practice breathing into the emotion and just noticing that, you know, if you think about the story and then you feel the emotion and then you're dropping the story but still feeling the emotion, and then you're feeling it actively for like 45 seconds, and then you think about the story again, it brings up the emotion, you feel it again, And at a certain moment, you'll think about the story again, and it's like, it can be confusing. That's happened to me. It's like, what? The trigger's not there anymore. And it just becomes funny. It's like, wow, it's so powerful when you practice this and get really good at it. So I invite you to do that. Okay, he also says, when letting go, ignore all thoughts. Focus on the feeling itself, not on the thoughts. Thoughts are endless and self-reinforcing, and they only breed more thoughts. Thoughts are merely rationalizations of the mind to try and explain the presence of the feeling. The real reason for the feeling is the accumulated pressure behind the feeling that is forcing it to come up in the moment. Now, you can read the book for more explanation on that, but it's really super interesting. But what I love, what he said as well, he says, when surrender occurs, there is an immediate, lighter, happier feeling, almost like a high. So isn't that a nice way to get a natural high? And I really believe that it's worth pursuing, right? Because wouldn't you want to get your high from surrendering rather than from numbing out? Because if you numb out, it's just going to keep on coming back, keep on coming back. And unfortunately, with numbing out, there's undesirable side effects. With letting go, there's no undesirable side effects. So that's what I want you to encourage you to do moving forward, is to just notice that when things happen in your life, you know, again, start with a low-hanging fruit, start with the small stuff, to say, okay, that person in the shop that I just went to really annoyed me. They skipped the queue or something, and just noticing that feeling that it brings up, and then just allowing the emotion, rather than going into your mind with, they should have, no, and I should have said this, and they should have done that, and they shouldn't have been like that. You know, just dropping that and feeling the emotion and welcoming the emotion and getting excited to be more connected with your emotions and noticing that they dissipate. It's a powerful, powerful way to live. And that's what I wish for you. I wish you empowerment. And that's what we achieve through letting go, because you're no longer at the mercy of those external circumstances that are out there. So I invite you to try that. And also another thing, you know, another benefit of letting go, when you look at beliefs like, you know, being afraid of public speaking or afraid of what people will think, you know, again, breathing into that and allowing that discomfort and being with it, rather than trying to avoid whatever it is that you really want to do but you're afraid to do out of fear. Letting go of that, again, is very, very powerful. But of course, we can also start simply with letting go of the beliefs rather than the feeling. You can approach it from the belief side too. And the work of Byron Katie is a very powerful tool for identifying the beliefs that are bringing anger or fear or resentment or sadness, etc. And you'll notice that without the belief, without the thought, when you go through that process, you will get a physical release as well. So the health benefits are incredible. It will free up energy, and it'll basically make your life easier. I can share with you that at one stage in my life I was tired and there was no reason for me to be tired. And then I learned through somebody that I trust told me, no, you're in perfect health, but you're not feeling your emotions enough, and that's what was bringing up the tiredness. So I started to actively practice that more and realize, wow, it really is all about feeling your emotions, and then you'll get your physical energy back as well. We drain ourselves with when our minds are attached to situations that we're not allowing ourselves to feel into fully. So hopefully you got the message in day 4 that it's all about feeling your emotions. Let me know how you get on with that. Please reach out if you find it very strange or you can't figure out how to do, but the guided meditation that's accompanying this lesson should help you also. Just practice, and visualize yourself. Hold the vision for being really, really good at letting go. Even affirm it every day. I am a ninja. I'm so good at letting go. I don't attach to anything anymore. I just release and I go with the flow. Oh, it's such a beautiful way to live. And that's what I wish for you. I wish for me. I wish for the world. So please spread the word and allow others to benefit from this letting go program too. Thank you so much for tuning in for this. And I wish you luck with every day practicing that letting go. You can actually try a technique of practicing it for 15 minutes every day, of just breathing into, thinking, what is bothering me right now? And breathing into whatever is bothering you, being with the emotion of it, and relaxing and releasing it, noticing that you're giving it the space to do its thing and release, to pass through you and release. Lots of love. Bye.